We're going to be exploring the terrifying venom, the highly specialized biology, and the absolutely crucial survival tips for the sea's deadliest creatures. Now, the stakes here are incredibly high. We're counting down the top 10 most venomous animals hidden beneath the waves.
All right, kicking off our countdown at number 10, the tension begins.
Take the fire coral, for instance. It stretches these bright orange and yellow branches across tropical reefs, looking entirely harmless. Now, the biological mechanism of our next master of camouflage, the flower urchin, is super fascinating. It's completely covered in these toxic structures called pedicilliae.
Which brings us to our very first, absolutely critical takeaway. If you ever find yourself navigating these vivid underwater environments.
So the crucial point here is the stark contrast of the blue-ringed octopus. Normally, this little guy appears tiny, spotted, and entirely innocent. Next up in this category, you absolutely must understand tetrodotoxin. This is the deadly venom oozing from the skin of a pufferfish when it inflates defensively. Rounding out this category, we have the lionfish. It perfectly embodies the phrase, beautiful but deadly. Check out how a seemingly harmless shell becomes a formidable hunter. The cone snail slowly, methodically moves across the sandy seafloor. It's amazing to see how these lethal hunters adapt to entirely different environments. Take the sea snake. Okay, so we've covered 9 incredibly dangerous creatures. Camouflage traps, vibrant warnings. Well, here we are at number 1, the absolute pinnacle of our high-stakes countdown.
This is the ultimate threat. Sitting at the very top of the venom ranks,
Let's break down the terrifying facts here. Its venom rank in potency surpasses absolutely everything else we've discussed today. When we map out all 10 of these creatures, the whole structure of oceanic danger becomes incredibly clear, which brings us to a powerful final takeaway: respecting the deadly beauty of the ocean. So, if you're fascinated by the sheer power of nature and the incredible dangers hiding just beneath the waves,
working our way from number 10 all the way to the absolute peak of marine danger at number 1. Every single one of these animals has a totally unique method for delivering its payload.
Descending into the deep, our first group of threats aren't huge monsters you're going to see coming from a mile away.
or the stonefish, perfectly camouflaged right there among the rocks. I mean, its disguise is literally flawless. It's essentially invisible until it's way too late. Basically, these structures disguise the urchin as an innocent reef creature. It looks like a beautiful, harmless plant or just a piece of the seafloor, right?
Here is the survival tip you need to commit to memory right now. Keep your distance and absolutely do not touch unfamiliar reef structures.
But when threatened, it flashes these electric blue rings, which is an immediate, flashing billboard for an imminent venomous threat. So when the pufferfish gets threatened, it swells up like a balloon, and its skin actually starts to excrete this highly potent substance. Hidden right within those elegant, flowing fins are needle-sharp, venomous spines, carefully fanned out and ready for a defensive strike at any second, completely tricking you into a false sense of security. Then, out of nowhere, it readies a deadly, harpoon-like tooth, gracefully gliding through warm tropical shallows as this scaled serpentine hunter. Contrast that with the box jellyfish and lethal hunters. With all of that behind us, the tension is definitely peaking.
This creature possesses a toxicity that is almost unmatched.
Its highly specialized biology causes immediate, severe effects on the human body. Memorizing the survival tips for the waters where this creature resides isn't just a casual suggestion. The threats come in very distinct forms, you know? You've got your hidden traps relying on camouflage, beautiful but deadly creatures using warning colors. Our admiration for the underwater world must always be paired with a healthy, educated respect for its dangers. Well, you're in exactly the right place.
With severe, immediate effects on the human body. So as we go through this countdown, I really want you to ask yourself, if you encountered these creatures in the wild, would you actually know how to survive?
Instead, we're looking at the hidden traps of the reef.
The danger here is incredibly simple but absolutely devastating. They are extremely perilous to the touch. Seriously, just one wrong step or an accidental brush of your hand and an innocent swim turns into a total nightmare. But those tiny appendages are actually a highly evolved venomous delivery system. It is quite literally a lethal trap hiding in plain sight.
Because the stonefish, the fire coral, and the flower urchin rely entirely on you making physical contact with their camouflage, your absolute best defense is just strict observation from a safe distance.
No joke, this tiny creature holds a toxicity level that vastly outweighs its incredibly small physical size. It's kind of wild to think that an animal that looks so uniquely fascinating while inflated is actively deploying a lethal chemical defense.
Honestly, in the ocean, elegant beauty is very often just a mask for intense danger.
And literally fires venom directly into its target. It is a slow and absolutely terrifying way to strike.
It drifts like a translucent ghost through dark blue waters, and it can deliver a totally devastating sting before a victim even realizes what they've brushed against.
It begs the ultimate question: what on earth holds the #1 spot? Presenting a catastrophic danger to literally any human that crosses its path. It is absolutely paramount if you plan on braving the deep ocean's ultimate arsenal. Seriously, knowing what to do is a literal lifesaver. Lethal hunters actively striking or drifting, and of course, our one ultimate threat at the very top. Ultimately, understanding how these creatures operate is your absolute best defense. Remember, these animals are highly evolved survivors with incredibly potent defenses and hunting mechanisms. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Will you respect the deadly beauty of the ocean next time you enter the water? Understanding these creatures is step 1 to ensuring you come back to shore safely. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. And hey, remember to always tread carefully in the deep.